Well, a couple hours southwest of the Twin Cities, you'll find a living sacred site with Native American carvings dating back thousands of years.
In this week's Finding Minnesota, WCCO's John Lauritsen takes us to Cottonwood County for the spiritual story behind the Jeffers Petroglyphs.
As you travel through southern Minnesota, both the landscape and the wildlife seem to evolve. 5-foot-long fox snakes emerge after a long winter slumber. They are unique, but they're not the reason why people from around the world come here.
This is usually my favorite to share because it just gives people the chills most times when they witness it.
In this part of prairie country, you'll find an oasis of history. There are more than 8,000 Native American carvings on this piece of Sioux quartzite rock, some of them 10,000 years old or more.
I would say this is the first concerted effort to record knowledge in North America.
David Breezy is the site manager for the Jeffers Petroglyphs. Petro means rock, glyph means carving, but the word petroglyph doesn't do justice to what this actually is. There are bison, turtles, and thunderbirds.
The thunderbird is a spirit being.
Each tells their own story. Some of the carvings are prayers, and some are still a mystery.
Where you're standing, this aligns to the summer solstice sunrise, and then also the winter solstice sunset.
It's believed that tribes from across the continent may have made a pilgrimage here. The carvings were rediscovered in the 1800s, and in 1966, the Historical Society bought the land to preserve it.
You get that low-angle light, and all of a sudden they pop.
Chuck Brosty is an archaeologist. Says the best times to see the images are dawn and dusk. During the day, he uses a mirror and board to see and study. He's found a carving resembling a Clovis spear point, a weapon that was used to hunt woolly mammoths.
If someone who hunted elephants with one of those tools came here and carved that, then that's like the first thing anybody ever did in the state of Minnesota.
Brosty says the carvings show that even thousands of years ago, there were astronomers, philosophers, map makers, and biologists. Knowledge was key, but family and spirituality were paramount.
And they're teaching tools, and it's like an encyclopedia of Native culture. It changes from a place with just doodles and pictures of stuff to what's almost akin to like a library.
Even as centuries have passed, new images have surfaced, and this group won't rest until the entire story is told.
It teaches us such a different story about the Native past. It's not only an ancient site, it's a living sacred site. People still come here and people still use it and interact with the images.
In Cottonwood County, John Lauritsen, WCCO 4 News.
John says that many of the carvings are only a millimeter deep. To learn when you can visit the Jeffers Petroglyphs, just head to WCCO.com/links.